Hey, what's going on, friends? Bad Guy Cam here for the final week of NPBA Season 4. We're going up against Coach KidKingler and the Warwick Weaviles. Unfortunately, on a positive note, we had a great battle last week, kept us in the playoff run, but unfortunately, it came down to a little bit of luck. We needed some of the other teams to underperform, and that did not happen. So at this point, we are unfortunately out of the playoff race. The best record we can get at this point is going to be a 4-5, which not great. I believe it. I actually think it's the same record we got last season, but that being said, we are going to still try our best in this last game. This just went down yesterday, so I really it was going to take a lot for me to make playoffs, not going to lie. I basically had to I think get like a 5 or a 6-0 to actually have a chance at making it through, which definitely could have happened, but at the same time I also could get smashed. And that's because KidKingler has an absolutely terrifying team, which we are going to talk about. For this last week, like I said, we're going up against Coach KidKingler. He's I believe his record is like 1-7. But that doesn't mean we get an easy game by any means whatsoever. He is a former champion within the NPBA. He has an extremely terrifying team that he made some changes to fairly recently, and as we know, that changes can really bring out the better part of a team. So let's start talking about KidKingler's team. They've got Garchomp, Skarmory, Tapu Fini, Mega Venusaur, Incineroar, Galvantula, Polteageist, Hitmontop, Alakazam, Togedemaru, and Murkrow. Very, very scary team. Big defensive walls in Skarmory, Tapu Fini, and Mega Venusaur. Incineroar also very, very thick if we're trying to get through that. Garchomp, very, very strong Mon. Good natural bulk, base 130 attack, 102 speed. Garchomp is very scary. Also, the Alakazam here is a very, very good Pokemon that we need to be very cognizant of. I do think that it comes this week along with the Garchomp, the Mega Venusaur, the Tapu Fini, the Incineroar, and the Polteageist. Incineroar actually has a really great matchup against my team this week, so I had to do a lot of good prep for that. I really think that those first 5 are coming. The Polteageist I could maybe see coming. I don't really know what else would come. I don't think that he brings the Skarmory and the Tapu Fini, but it's definitely possible. I think that the Tapu Fini Mega Venusaur duo for the wall makes a little bit better sense, but could absolutely be wrong there. Looking at other things on his team, it's the last game. It doesn't really matter for either of us, so I could see him bringing some kind of crazy sets. Maybe bringing the Togepi, the Murkrow, Hitmontop. We're just going to have to see. Once I found out that I was not going to be making playoffs, I already had my team made, and I considered going back and making some fun sets, but I'm not going to lie, life has been absolutely super busy right now. Work's been crazy, so I decided just to roll with the team that I originally made, and we'll see how it does. Let's talk about the team that we are bringing then. Our first Mon that we're going to be bringing is on the last day of the season. Acromantula, the Ariados, is making its season debut, holding the Black Sludge Swarm ability. Sticky Web, Sucker Punch, Poison Jab, Leech Life, 248 in HP, 252 in attack, with an Adamant Nature, and then 4 in defense and special defense, just to split out those last couple EVs. This week, we are going for a Sticky Web option for some of the other Mons on our team. I think that looking at his team, the fastest things he's got are the Garchomp, the Galvantula, and the Alakazam, all of which are going to be very scary if they are fast. And my team isn't a terribly fast team, so I do think that the webs are going to be really good this week. I don't know if this is going to be a lead or not, but it's there to it's there as a potential if we need it. 252 Adamant is doing a pretty decent amount of damage. We are bringing Poison Jab specifically for Tapu Fini. We're not going to be switching this into a Tapu Fini, but if we can get the prediction right, Poison Jab is doing a ton of damage to Tapu Fini, and we definitely live hits, even if it's like a spec set. So that's for Ariados. We also have the Sucker Punch there for the Alakazam. Assuming that he's going to try to knock us out with something, we can go for a Sucker Punch. If he's not Focus Sash, it knocks it out 66% of the time, something like that. So it's definitely a roll, but it's better than getting KO'd and not doing any damage. So we are running the Sucker Punch over the Shadow Sneak, which Ariados also gets, specifically just because it does have that chance to KO. Next up, we're going to be bringing Thunderclap, the Thunderstherian, Choice Scarf this week, Volt Absorb, U-Turn, Knockoff, Thunderbolt, and Psychic. 252 Modest this week, 232 in speed, 24 in HP. We are able to run Modest this week, which is really great. Looking at the mons that were kind of close to the speeds here, we had Togedemaru and Murkrow, which I don't think either of those mons are going to be Scarf. And then there's a little bit of a gap, so we were able to run Modest this week. Thunderbolt and Psychic are good coverage for his team. Knockoff is also really good, specifically for the Alakazam and the Poltegeist. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward for a Thundurus. It can U-turn, it's going to be pretty fast, and it's going to do a lot of damage. Next up, we've got Colonel Sanders the Moltres, Heavy Duty Boots, Flame Body, U-turn, Defog, Flamethrower, and Hurricane. This week we're going for a little bit more of like a mixed attacking with some HP set. We've got 216 in speed with the Timid Nature, 176 in HP, 112 special attack, and then the last 4 in special defense. This is here to be a Mega Venusaur answer, so we can do the damage that we need as well as take a few hits. It's also here for Skarmory in case it does come. I really don't think it's going to, and we have Thundurus for that, but outside of that, I was really thinking we needed a secondary answer for Skarmory, just in case we don't want any issue, or for whatever reason Thundurus, something happens there and we're not able to get Thundurus in. Hurricane's also just really great coverage in general for his team, and you know, why not? Why not at this point? Next up, we are going to be bringing Mew this week, and I forgot I actually hadn't picked an item yet at this point, so we're going to pick our item together, but we are running a Nasty Plot set with Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Earth Power. This is one of the biggest reasons that I wanted to run the Sticky Webs on Acromantula, was so that we can get our Mew in its, or I forgot to call this out, but this week we are running MEWTWO, not Mew, because somehow I got a Mewtwo on my team. Go figure. But we are going to be bringing MEWTWO this week because I decided it was time to bring out the big guns. We really needed to get this win potentially, so we are bringing MEWTWO. I know I've been having it in the back of my pocket this whole time, but yeah, we're going to be bringing MEWTWO with that Nasty Plot. 240 in speed, 252 special attack, and 16 in HP with the Modest Nature. And again, just kind of like looking at the things that we want to outspeed. I don't really care about the Togedemaru or Murkrow, so we're actually just outspeeding the Tapu Fini. And that's the set that we're bringing. For the item, I might have to just think about this for a second. I've been considering just running like leftovers, so we can take a couple hits and maybe get up to health a little bit. I was also considering running a weakness policy just to try to get a little extra boost in case we can't get a Nasty Plot up, which would be kind of fun. I do think... Oh, and then I was also considering an expert belt, right? That's what it's called? Not black belt, expert. I'm losing my mind. Yeah, expert belt, right. It sounded weird for whatever reason. Just to give us that little extra damage without taking the chip. And that might be the play. I also might consider... I'm definitely going to... You'll see what I picked over here, right here specifically. But I'm going to wait and decide on an item, because I also could run something like the Twisted Spoon to boost my Psychic attack, something like that. So, but we are definitely running the Nasty Plot set, trying to decide if I want the longevity or the extra power boost, but that's essentially where we're at with our Mewtwo. Next up, we have Hephaestus the Aggron holding the Aggronite, Sturdy before it evolves, and then it'll have Filter, Stealth Rocks, Taunt, Roar, and Heavy Slam. 248 in HP, 116 in attack, 144 in special defense with the Careful Nature. I believe that's what it is. Yep, Careful Nature. This is our specially defensive wall. It handles Tapu Fini really well. It handles Mega Venusaur pretty well. I was considering running Toxic on this over over Roar or Taunt, but I think that both of those moves are going to be pretty important depending on the matchup. So that's our Mega Aggron for this week. Going a little bit more, instead of dropping in defense, we're going for attack, because even like the Garchomp, if it's +2, still doesn't even knock us out. On the physical side, we are just so naturally bulky that all of his physical threats are doing less than half to me, unboosted. So very, very cool to just have such a bulky mon to be able to handle those, and then we can put a lot of those EVs in special defense and not have to worry too much about it. And then the last mon we are bringing for our last week of this season is Iris the Sylveon, with the leftovers Pixelate, Wish, Calm Mind, Hyper Voice, and Psychic. Very interesting set. Calm Mind is pretty decent against his team. Even like a Mega Venusaur isn't going to be doing a whole lot to it unless he brings like a fully like modest special attacking set, but then he loses out a lot of having that bulk of Mega Venusaur. But I do see that could potentially be a switch in, and that's why Calm Mind and Psychic are there, because it can't really touch me at all. There's not a whole lot on his team that can do much to my Sylveon. The biggest things would either be if he does bring the Skarmory and it's got Iron Head that can do a decent chunk, and I can't really hit it back super hard. And then like an Alakazam, if he gets a nasty plot up with like a Psyshock, that could be doing quite a bit of damage as well. But we are running fully physically bulky, which lets us live 2 poison jabs from the Garchomp, as well as, I mean, obviously it goes +2. We can live 1 and do, depending on his set, potentially Oko with the Hyper Voice. So that's the team that we're bringing this week. Like I said, it's our last week. I was very torn. I really wanted to bring Inteleon, and had I had the time, or made the time, I guess, to go back and redo my team, I probably would have tried to get Inteleon onto the team just to, you know, get a few extra kills. But I think this is going to be a good team. Very excited for this battle, and we should be battling here anytime now. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here and see you in just a second for the battle. Okay, and we are back. So a couple quick things. I had to change Mew's nickname slightly. It now is MEWTWO. It wouldn't let me do the 2. Okay, well, it's MEWTWO with the 2. Oh, there it is. Yep, MEWTWO. And then also I ended up putting the Expert Belt onto Mew, thinking that the damage would be a little bit better. And then I totally misspoke, and Sylveon does not have Psychic. It has Psyshock, because it doesn't learn Psychic. So that's first thing I want to say. Second thing, we see pretty much everything we thought we were going to see on KidKingler's team. The Poltegeist doesn't come. Instead, we see the Hitmontop, which makes me glad that we did bring Colonel Sanders. And then we also have Iris. I think that's going to probably be one of his answers for Mega Aggron. We also have the Mew there, which can handle it pretty well. So not too worried about that. For a lead, I actually think we're just going to straight up lead with Thunderclap. He could lead with Garchomp, which would be... Okay, so he's not Intimidate. He could be running Triple Axle, and that would do a ton of damage. And my guess is he's probably... Let's see. Hitmontop. He's probably going to be like an Assault Vest set, if I had to guess. And then you are Thundersterian. Psychic to an Assault Vest set is doing like half. So I think we're just going to click U-turn and then go into Moltres probably. Yeah, we're going to go into Moltres. And he misses the Triple Axle. I kind of wish he would have connected, but it is what it is. Nothing really wants to take a Hurricane, so I'm going to click Hurricane. And then we can also check that damage on Hitmontop, and it does about 8%. So he's got, what did it do? 8% exactly. Okay, that's fine. So he's got a little bit of bulk on him. Let's look at the Tapu Fini damage. If he does, let's see. So we see no leftovers. Maybe Scarf set. It did 41%. And that's with our Moltres. So he's got some bulk. 252. And that did 41. Yeah, that looks like a physically bulky Tapu Fini. I know we have enough speed to outspeed it. It's not a Scarf set. I guess it could be a Calm Mind set. I think I click U-turn. Okay, so he is a Scarf set. Okay, well, that's a little bit of a problem, because I shouldn't have done that then. And then we're going to go into... We're going to go into Ariados here. And we're going to set up our sticky webs. My guess is he goes into the Incineroar here. Which, unfortunately, now that Moltres is gone, we don't really have a super great switch into. Best is probably going to be Sylveon at this point. Okay, so he goes into the Hitmontop. That's very interesting. What's he going to have for me? What does Hitmontop get? That could hurt my Sylveon. I mean, Triple Axel's doing a lot. So he's going to go for a Rapid Spin here, if I had to guess. So I'm going to go into Sylveon. Yep, there's the Rapid Spin. And then I'm going to go ahead and click Calm Mind. Assuming he goes into the Venusaur. And that is Psyshock, not Psychic. I did have it wrong. Okay, I'm not crazy. That's why. Okay. Psyshock, not Psychic. Okay. And we're going to go for the Calm Mind. And then we click Psyshock. So if we're +1 against the Mega Venusaur, +1, he's not doing a lot of damage to me. Oh, there's the Tapu Fini. Does 28%. Okay. I could actually... He could be going for like a trick here. To give me a Scarf, which wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Because if I look at Moltres and that Surf, did 82%. Yeah, he's definitely mostly damage at this point. I'm thinking he's going to try to trick me here. So I'm actually going to go into Thundurus. Haha, thought so. So we each got Scarves, and now he's stuck in Trick. And then we're going to click Knock Off and get rid of whatever item he had. So he's Rough Skin, Rocky Helmet. We'll get rid of that. Works fantastically. And then we go into Sylveon. As he gets his Stealth Rocks up, that is totally fine with me. And then we click Hyper Voice or Wish. I'm going to click Wish this time, just in case. I'm going to see how much damage that did. So he is max attack, and that's fine. If he goes for another Poison Jab, it could stay in. Well, he definitely has... Does he have, like... He doesn't have Sword Stance, that's for sure. He may have Scale Shot. I want to look and see how much that did for the Thundurus Therian knockoff. Knockoff did 19%. So he does not have as much bulk. Yeah, he's got basically none. And if I go for Hyper Voice here, then if that's the case, it's probably going to KO. So he goes for another Poison Jab. We go for the Hyper Voice. It KOs the Garchomp, and we get our wish. Nice. So Sylveon gets a kill. Great job, Sylveon. And then in comes the Venusaur, to which we are going to go into... I don't think it's time for Mew yet. Do I still need Sylveon? Yes, I'd like it for the Hitmontop. Because he's probably going for the Sludge Bomb here, if I had to guess. What is Mega Aggron doing for me? Not much. I'm going into Mega Aggron. So we see him Mega Evolve, go for the Sludge Bomb. We eat it. And then we're going to Mega Evolve, and I think we set up our own Stealth Rocks. That's definitely a play. Let's see, we've got Taunt, Roar, Heavy Slam. He's probably going to go for the Earth Power here, if I had to guess. But let's see if he does. We're going to Mega Evolve and go for the Stealth Rocks. Yep. We see that do 44%. Seems about right. And then we're going to click Roar. What do I get? Yeah, we're going to click Roar. Because in the end, if we end up not getting much out of this, then I guess I'm hoping for the Incineroar to come in. Maybe the Tapu Fini. So we live the 2. We go for the Roar. We see Incineroar. He's Heavy Duty Boots. That's fine with me. This is a little bit of a problem, though. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to remember what my my Incineroar answer was, and I'm really not seeing it right now. I did not prep very well for that. I am not going to lie. It's got to be Sylveon, right? It's Sylveon. So we're going to go into Sylveon super quick and see what he goes for. He does go for the knockoff. He calls it. That is very unfortunate. Let's see how much damage that did. And I guess that was definitely the play on his part regardless. I probably should have let that thing go. If he is... How much damage did that do? 20%. So he's got some investment for sure. I'm actually going to go back out to Mega Aggron and sack it. See what he goes for. Iron Head. Okay. I still need Colonel Sanders. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, this Incineroar is going to wreck me. Knock off Iron Head. Because I let my Iris get too low. And I shouldn't have switched into that knockoff for sure. My guess is he's probably like, what? Max attack? Is he adamant? Potentially. Max attack, adamant, fully bulky with an assault. No, he's got boots. He's got boots. Okay. So let's get rid of all of this. And let's see what our best move is. Mega Aggron wasn't doing much. Acromantula is not doing much. Mew is, but we're not living a knockoff. And we would need to. Moltres is doing about half if we land the Hurricane. Thunderous Tharion's doing about half and we die to whatever he goes for. So I guess our only play here is Moltres, not gonna lie. And then we have to click Hurricane. Otherwise, this thing's just going to run through my team. And then, unfortunately, the rocks are going to have to stay up. unfortunately. Oh my goodness. Well, we might lose this last one. Just kind of looking it over, unless something crazy happens. But I highly, highly doubt that that we're gonna pull this one out. Just kind of looking at where we're at. This Incineroar is a big problem. I did not do a good enough prep for this, for sure. But that's okay. So if we look at our Moltres, if he's thinking I've got like a Scorching Sands, is that doing anything to him? Not really. Man, Incineroar's good. I've used Incineroar. I know it's good, but it's a good mon. So hopefully we can hit the Hurricane. That lets us get into our Mew. Oh, he goes into Tapu Fini instead? Interesting. Okay, so we KO Tapu Fini. If he would have stayed in with the Incineroar, that would have been... that to me, that was the play. He just clicked knockoff. Because now what? You go into Alakazam? I mean, I can't let you do anything, right? So I click Flamethrower or Hurricane against Alakazam. Hurricane does more. U-turn. I'm going to try to click U-turn. And then go into Thundurus. And then click U-turn again. And there's the Mega Venusaur. And then this is where I go into Mew. And we try to sweep. How much damage is this Mega Venusaur going to do to me? Versus Mew, he's doing about a third. Psychic is a roll if he's physically bulky. I'm going to just click Psychic. That was a good play. I should have gone for the nasty plot, for sure. I just felt like I couldn't take the damage on the Mew. And now this is game over. Potentially. He's going to click knockoff, and then my Mew dies. If I would have clicked nasty plot, I think I won. Should have just gone for it. What is my least valuable member of the team? Sylveon. 100% Sylveon. Goes for the knockoff. We live it. We are not going to be faster, but we can try. We're going to try to get a Wish Up. Goes for the Iron Head. That kills... Yeah, I've got to go into Moltres here. And then go for the Hurricane. And hope we hit it. We've already hit 2, so we're probably going to miss it. Okay, good. Now we can go back into Mew. And then we can click Earth Power. And then that picks up the KO. How much is Alakazam doing to Mew with a Shadow Ball? Non-boosted is doing up to 79 if he's Life Orb. If he's Life Orb, it's going to do up to 70-something%. So it is a roll, and we're definitely going to need to keep Mew around. So I think that's where something is going to get sacked. Unless he switches into it right now. Because if we look at Incineroar as a defensive pivot. So if he does have defense, right? Oh, he goes into the Hitmontop. Interesting. And that does... So how much damage is this going to do to me? So that is 21%. So yeah. Triple Axle is going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Psychic takes it out though. Even if he's... Yeah, with the Assault Vest, Psychic is doing 66 to 78, and he is at 66%. So we click Psychic. He might go for like a priority move, and that would be a little bit of a problem. Okay, cool. Hitmontop is down. And then I think Acromantula is the switch here. See what he goes for. Goes for the Shadow Ball. Acromantula lives. And then we just click Sucker Punch. We'll see how this goes. Because if I had Shadow Sneak, it would take him out as well. But he may switch. Yep, he goes into the Mega Venusaur here. And that's A-okay with me. Because he has nothing that can take me out, I think. So I go for a Sticky Web. And then I win. He's probably going to go for... Oh, that does take me out. Interesting. Okay. That's okay. We go into Mew. And this time we... Do we click Nasty Plot? Or do we click Earth Power? Okay, let's think this through. Because if he switches into... If he switches into... Oh, this is... Thinking back, Leftovers was the play. I think it really was. Because either I click Psychic and he goes into the Incineroar and takes it, and then I hit him with the Earth Power. Or I predict and go for the Earth Power, and if he doesn't switch, then he's going to get a good chunk of damage off on me. But then Thunderbolt might bring it home from Thundurus, so I think I need to click Psychic here. Because how much actually Psychic might bring it home from Thundurus versus Mega Venu. It's a roll. It's a roll. Yeah, I don't think I got this one. Had I Nasty Plot that turn instead of going for the Psychic, we would have won. But we click Psychic here. Okay, okay. I think we might win this then. And then we go to Earth Power. Because what I'm at 46, right? Yeah, we win. We should win this. Unless he's got like, I don't know, Fake Out. But let's see. Incineroar with the defensive pivot. Earth Power. So we know that he wasn't defensive, though. We know he was adamant. And no defense. Thunderbolt would have been a roll, so it would have been close, for sure. So I think this is going to end up being a... a 1-0 in my favor. Because if I look at Alakazam, if he's Nasty Plot with Shadow Ball, versus Mew, he knocks me out here. We'll click Earth Power. Oh, we lived it. Interesting. Okay. GG's. Okay, well, we actually pulled that one out. Definitely was getting very, very risky towards the end. I feel like, you know, that definitely could have gone either way. There were some plays on both ends that we were probably were doing a little bit of overthinking, but we ended up pulling out a 2-0 victory there at the end. I'm very surprised I lived that. He must have been Focus Sash instead of Life Orb, because I did live that every time. Yes, so he was definitely Focus Sash. So yeah, GG's. That's the end of our season for NPBA Season 4. We end up going 4-5. I think, like I said, that's exactly what we got last season. So next season, we need to do better. Definitely had a good season. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Super, super appreciate the support on the videos. And everyone who battled this season was so great. It was a really, really good season. Thank you, everyone. And we will see everyone in the next season. Good luck to everyone in the playoffs, and we'll see you all later.